Hi, I'm Peter, and this is Stacks and Facts. So, I've been busy over the past month, which is why I haven't put a video up sooner, and which is why this is shot with my cell phone. But I wanted to make a video and let you all know why that was. My partner's brother-in-law died in an accident at the start of the year, and I have been helping the family get things sorted. This is not a thing that I was expecting would be a service that would be in need when I got my master's, but getting my master's has certainly helped things along in terms of knowing how to organize information and figuring out what's useful and what's important, and making it so that people can find the information that they need, because it turns out that when an estate has to get settled, there's a lot of information needs. But a bigger thought that I've been having as I've been going through these things is the fact, and sometimes we forget, maybe working in libraries, that the materials we are working with start with people. I've been reading through emails and old workbooks and letters and bills and all of these different things. And all of these different things, all of these documents inform about an aspect of a person's life in ways that you might not otherwise be able to understand them. The person who died, Chris, I cared a lot about him. And I'm really sad. And if you're on Twitter and you follow me on Twitter, you know this. I'm really sad about him dying. And a lot of that sadness kind of comes from the fact that I didn't get to know him better. And as I've been working on helping settle his estate and getting things getting affairs in order, I've started getting a bigger picture of who he was as a person. I didn't realize that he was a businessman. Like, I didn't realize that he was an entrepreneur, or how much he has touched everything here in this province, like all of the parks. He built so much of it. I didn't realize how much and I didn't realize that until I started looking at his notebooks and see all of these names of places that I've heard of, and some of them that I've been to, but a lot that I haven't, until I started going through his notebooks and his receipts and his invoices and things like that. I knew always since meeting him that he's just a really rad, kind guy, but I didn't realize just how rad or kind he was until I had to start going through his emails to try and find information about various things. Oops, I dropped my glasses. I didn't realize how much he cared about different people in his life until I started seeing how he wrote about them, and not necessarily to them, but even seeing how he wrote to them, the words that he used, the language, and the frequency, all of these little things, metadata, as it were, helping to inform a better picture of who he was. And I think that's important. I think that's an important thing to recognize when it comes to understanding the importance of library and information science. At the end of the day, we aren't just helping patrons find books. We aren't just organizing books or magazines or whatever. And we understand that, I think, as a profession broadly. We know that our goal is to help the people who are looking for the information. But I guess it just bears keeping in mind that the information itself that we're dealing with often, largely, comes from people. And it's this information that we work with in these documents that inform, or record a little bit about who these people are and let us have a better understanding of who they are. And I've also learned some of the pain of not having things necessarily in order when they could be. And that is what it is. But yeah. So I guess I don't really know where I'm going with this. I guess really I want people to keep in mind that behind every word written, there was a person who wrote it. Behind even the most menial things, behind every receipt, there was a person who made the purchase, and that person lived a much bigger life than maybe you necessarily realize, or that I necessarily realize, or that any of us necessarily make that connection for. So, yeah, I guess that's it. I am presenting at ALA Midwinter the day after tomorrow, because today's Thursday, and that's exciting. I'm still preparing for it. And I have put off preparing for it a little bit because of what I've just been talking about. But I'm excited about it, and I hope that I see you there. And that's all, I guess, for now. Not all videos have to be super long or super scripted. So, thank you for watching, of course. And until next time, don't forget to ask questions. All right.